Hello students, and in today's video we're going to learn how to tackle word problems. So at the end of this lesson you should be able to create t-tables, graph lines, and interpret their meaning. So let's get started. Count Carterula's party. In a land far away there lived a character named Count Carterula. Every year he throws a party for his closest friends. This year's party will have 54 people, and every year after the number of people in his party goes up by 6. Next year's party is supposed to have 60 people. You are curious about the number of people that he will have in the coming years, so you decide to graph the scenario to find a pattern. So the first thing you always want to do is you want to start creating a table of what you know. For example, we created our x-axis to be the number of years, and the number of people in the party is y. So first we start with listing now. So now that's 0 years, that's when we start counting. He has 54 people. Next year will be 1 year later, and he will have 60 people. If you look at last year, which is 1 year behind or negative a year, they have 48 people. So what we're going to want to do is complete this table. So you'll see on this next slide, we've already completed the table for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and X years to come. So the first question is, how does the number of people attending the party change as the years go by? So really what we're just looking for is, do you understand what the question is asking for? So the question again is, how does the number of people attending the party change as the years go by? Well, hopefully you should be able to answer that as the years go by, the number of people that attend increase by 6 every year. So that's important to note. Next thing we want to look at is to write a word equation that relates the number of people at the party to the number of years. So, in words, we want them to know that the count starts with 54 people and increases by 6 every year. And this sentence is very important because it tells you a couple things. It tells you how many people we start with and how much it increases per year. And that increases by 6 every year is a rate. So how many people will be at the party in 12 years? So to answer that, we need to know that we start with 54 people and that number increases by 6 every year for 12 years. So really we could just take that 6 and multiply by 12 and add by 54 and we get 126 people in 12 years. Let's try it for 17 years. Again, we start with 54 people and it increases by 6 every year. And we are talking about 17 years in particular. That turns out to be 156 people in 17 years. Now the last part of this question, in any future year, is really important because in the previous two questions it talks about 12 years and 17 years. And in any future year, we don't know how many years that is. So we say we have 54 as our starting, plus 6 times our number of future years. And usually we say y equals, since it's our rule. And this is our rule for the given problem. That says how many people were at the party 7 years ago. So using our newfound rule, we have 54, or y equals 54, plus 6x. Again, we started with 54 and we're going to add 6 times the number of years. Now, since they're talking about a year 7 years ago, that's 7 years 7 years back from what we started looking at. That gives us y equals 12 people. So let's look at the next part, the graphing. So here we have our, again, completed table, and we want to start graphing our points. So let's do that now. Now, because we know that at 0 years we have 54 people, we're able to graph that. So at 0 years, we're going to go up just at about 54. And at 1 year, we have 60. And at 2 years, notice we're just moving 1 over to the right, we have 66. At 3 years, we have 72. Let's try doing some of the negative side. At -1 years, we have 48. At -2 years, we have 42. And we can keep going, but let's go ahead and just draw our line. If we draw our line appropriately, you'll realize that it should cross all of these points. And that's our graph. That's all for now. Please go to Schoology and take your daily assessment. That's all for now. I'll see you guys next time.